Alright Hex, let's have some next-gen racing with Forza Motorsport 5.
This is where dreams are driven. Welcome to Forza.
First of all, the cars look stunning, as you would expect, but once you get out on the track, it doesn't feel like much of a generational leap from Forza 4.
No, I agree, but there are those little things that give it that next-gen sheen. The dashboard reflecting off your windscreen, or the tracks littered with hundreds of bits of junk.
Yeah, there is a pristine beauty to Forza, isn't there? For me, the real game changer, though, was the cloud-powered AI. Basically, it analyzes how people drive and then uses that data to create virtual AI clones, known as Drivatars. These download to your game, so you're always racing against digital versions of real people. You even get credits for races that your Drivatar does while you're not even playing.
Yeah, it sounds like a bit of a gimmick, but the AI does legitimately feel like it's imbued with a touch of humanity. Although that is another way of saying they're a bunch of jerks that constantly crash into each other.
Yeah, but it's just the right amount of jerkiness, I think. You can't train your Drivatar to troll people by going the wrong way or just parking your car in places. But I loved how the Drivatars of your friends are just that little bit extra aggressive towards you. And it's just fun seeing their names above the cars too. You actually feel like it's them.
I do think there have been a few concessions made for the game to hit launch though. There are about half as many tracks and cars as there were in Forza 4, so after a few hours of racing, you've pretty much raced every track.
There's not even any time of day options, and I felt like every track was set at just the right time to have the sun glaring in your eyes so they could show off their fancy lighting.
Yeah, they're also much stingier with the cars this time around. I mean, where Forza 4 would be throwing cars at you every time you leveled up, here they just give you some bonus credits. You also only get a few thousand credits per race, and with some cars costing millions, it's a bit of a grind to get those supercars.
And to make matters worse, they're really pushing the microtransactions. I find that level faster option on the menu just so obnoxious. It's not a free-to-play game. There's paid DLC all over the place, XP boosters, and of course that constant reminder that you can buy cars with real money if you'd like. And the asking price can be immense. One of the F1 cars, for example, is 5,000 tokens, which will cost $70 of real actual life money. And that's only for one car, and that's not even the most expensive one.
Yeah, seeing microtransactions in a full-priced game is a bit hard to stomach, but they can be forgivable if they're not intrusive. We didn't even mention them in our Rise review because you never feel pressured to use them. I played through that whole game just on normal, and you never feel like you have to, buy more experience to be able to play it. And I even remember them in Forza 4 not really being an issue, but the balance progression in this game just feels off this time, and I think the game suffers for it.
Well, that's all the bad stuff out of the way. There are plenty of good things to talk about too. In a couple of firsts for the series, they've added in Bathurst and a range of open-wheel cars to race, which are both great additions.
Yeah, and the actual driving is better than ever. You can really feel every car's little nuances, especially with the way the triggers rumble now. You can just feel all the limits of your car. And it actually makes you drive better too, because if you're accelerating too hard out of a corner, you feel it and then know to back off a bit. And I really liked how for most races, you only need to place in the top 3 to earn a gold medal. It just made me willing to bump the difficulty up, which made the races a little bit more exciting and challenging.
Top Gear is back with all 3 hosts providing a bit of commentary on the various racing leagues in the career.
These are some of the very best. Close your eyes and you can see the Mediterranean glinting down below.
And there's some decent variety to the events. It's mostly straight up racing, but you'll occasionally be given special events, such as having to slalom through gates, do overtake challenges, or even face off against the Stig's digital cousin. Although he isn't that great, to be honest.
And of course, all the customization options that Forza is known for are as solid as ever. And I really liked how you get real-time updates on how tuning will affect your performance and how they show you a range of user-created paint jobs when you're buying a car.
Overall, I think this game is a step backwards in the series, but there's still a lot to like here, and it is a top-notch racer, so I'm going to give it 8 out of 10 rubber chickens.
I just think it's so sad when a game's mechanics get twisted like this. Forza has always had such a beautifully balanced progression system, but the greedy pricing of that DLC and the nerfing of progress is pretty unforgivable in my book. The racing may be better than ever, but the series is losing its soul, man. I'm giving it 6.5.